The South Sydney Rabbitohs become the 7th team to be locked into this year's final series after picking up a win over the North Queensland Cowboys. The Cowboys, they struggle in Sydney once again. It was a pretty decent game though, not on the level of last night or any of the Penrith games we've seen in the past. I still really think there's a gap between Penrith and everyone else, especially if Penrith are healthy. And then I think you got the Storm, the Roosters, and then there's another gap where we're going to get the majority of these teams. Still, it's going to be an interesting final round of the season. The shine has sort of worn off out of the Roosters-Rabbitohs game next week, seeing as they're both locked into the top 8, and neither of them can make the top 4 because what a cracker. Melbourne Parramatta, it's a top 4 decider. I think if the Storm win, not only do they get 4th, but Roosters actually go up to 5th and they'll play 8th position, which would more than likely be either the Raiders or the Broncos. And after the Raiders' performance today, you would think it's the Raiders. Look, we won't spend too much time on the Broncos, but that's a pretty disappointing season. But I guess in terms of this game, the Cowboys, their top 2 hopes are taking a big hit. That's what's so good is I think, I know there's that rule about you can't win it from outside the top 4, but it feels like, except for Penrith, who I still think are miles in front of everyone in this finals competition, that all the teams that are most likely to beat Penrith are sitting outside the top 4 at the moment. I know the Sharks have been really good, and I know the Cowboys have been really good all season, despite the past few weeks, but I still think the most likely team to beat Penrith is probably going to be the Roosters or the Storm, and only really the Storm because they do have Cameron Munster and they do have Jerome Hughes and they do have Harry Grant. So it's going to be an interesting finals race for sure. We saw Storm, they were the big favourites going in last year and they ended up choking it in the prelims. So finals, it's a whole new competition, but there are some key matchups next week, especially that game at the Sydney Football Stadium. What a cracker. The Cowboys, they play Penrith. I'm not sure who the Sharks are playing, but the Cowboys, they'll benefit because I think Penrith will be resting a lot of their players. So the Cowboys, they play Penrith and the Sharks play the Knights. So you got to think after this result that the Sharks, they're going to finish second. They'll probably get a home final. Either way, it'll be in Sydney. I know they should play at Shark Park. I think a few years ago they had to play Manly week 1 at Brookvale. So if you're going to do that, then you should be playing it at Shark Park. I don't think it worries the Cowboys too much whether they play at Shark Park. I mean, it is still Sydney. So, yeah, that matchup's been locked in for a while now, though. I mean, Storm, well, they do have a better for and against than Cowboys. So maybe they can jump, which would set up a scenario where Penrith and Cowboys play 2 weeks in a row and we get Sharks and Storm week 1. So, look, while there is only the battle between Raiders and Broncos for that final top 8 spot, it's great that it's gone down to the wire and there could be so much movement. Outside Penrith who are first, any of these teams can go up or they could go down. We might see a few matchups. We might see, no, never mind. But guys, that's me rambling done. Smash that like button. Comment down below. Do you think either of these teams prove tonight they can win a premiership? And what are your thoughts on the game? Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one.